I'm going to make liver and bacon casserole from our own pigs. They were sent off to slaughter about 3 months ago, so we froze the liver down. First step is get the liver out of the freezer. So obviously if you've got freshly slaughtered pigs, your liver will be fresh, but we froze ours into meal-sized portions, so that's going to defrost now, and I'll be back this evening to cook it with you. So here I am with the vegetables and ingredients for the liver and bacon casserole. So the liver's defrosted from this morning. We have our very own Oxford Sandy Black bacon. We're using unsmoked for this because it had the largest amount of fat, and that'll give flavour to the whole thing. Garlic and onions, potatoes because I'm going to make mashed potatoes as a side, and button mushrooms there, and some broccoli that I'll cook up. So first things first, chopping the onions ready to fry off. I'm sure you all know how to chop onions and everybody's method differs, but oh, and I forgot to show off my lovely OSB. So here we have little onions because I don't have a big one, but you can use whatever you have in the store cupboard. Or onions are sliced. Now the garlic, I'm just going to crush and then pop them in the garlic crusher because that's easier. And then I will heat some olive oil in a pan and pan fry the bacon, which I will also cut up, and the garlic and the onions together. Okay, so this is our bacon. That didn't work. So it's only a guesstimate. We've got about between 400 and 500 grams of the liver, and I'm probably using 1, 2, 3 fairly thick slices of our bacon as well. So that will be, thank you Doglet, sliced up. I'm going to put some olive oil in a big saucepan there, and I'm going to heat that up now, but I'm also going to add the onion, the garlic and the bacon with that, because I want the bacon fat to render down as well. So rather than add it to hot oil, I'm doing it this way. Seems to work well. Just keep stirring until everything's cooking. And the bacon's cooked, and the onion and garlic have softened but not burnt. That's the idea. That's looking pretty good there. So what we're going to do is just take that off the heat and leave that there for a moment while I prepare the actual with the liver. I tend to dust it in seasoned flour. Now we're gluten-free here, so I'm just using some gluten-free plain white flour. So pop it on there, and by seasoning salt and pepper, goodly amount, and then I just dust the liver in this. This helps to thicken the gravy. And those of you who don't like the salt, look away. So there's our seasoned flour, and this is the liver. So we just sort of pop each little bit. That one might need chopping into smaller bits, and that one, but we'll see how we go. Just wash my hands a second. So I've got a bit more flour out, finished off all the dusting. So what I'm going to do now is heat some oil in a pan, separate pan, and just quickly sear the liver, and then go back to the sauce, and then we add the liver at the end so it doesn't overcook. So that it'll be nice and tender. So that's what we're going to do next. The olive oil is heated up now, so I'm going to pop in the liver. In the meantime, I peeled the potatoes and I've put them into boil. You all know how to peel potatoes, so I didn't have to show you that. So liver's going in. That's the sound you want, the sizzling sound of liver. And for those of you who haven't already got one, you need to go to the Oxford Sandy and Black website and get yourself an OSB apron. Okay, so the liver is now seared. As you can see, it's not completely cooked through, but just browned on both sides. And I'm going to take that off the heat and go back to making the sauce with the liver, onions, garlic. I'm going to add some stock, heat that back up, add some stock and the mushrooms, and then once that's bubbling away nicely, we'll add the liver back into it for the final cook. Just boiling the kettle to make some stock. I'm using a chicken stock cube because I think that beef would detract from the flavour of the bacon and the pork liver, so that's my stock cube of choice. And once that's boiled, I'll make almost a pint or half a litre and add that into the pan with the bacon and onion and garlic. So just adding the stock to the pan with the onions and the garlic and the bacon. And then we're going to cook that on high to reduce it down to a nice gravy, and then we'll add the button mushrooms and the liver. Reducing down the stock here, I'm just going to add a couple of bay leaves, dried bay leaves. Fortunately we've got bay trees, so homegrown bay leaves going in, and we'll also then add button mushrooms. If if you have larger mushrooms, obviously you can slice them down, but I'm going to leave these little ones whole and pop them in. Probably about half this. This is a hearty meal for two. Obviously, if there's more of you, then you'll need a bigger pack of mushrooms. Hopefully you can see how much reduced the sauce is now. And time for the liver to be added into the main casserole. Okay. All had a good stir, and what I'm going to do is pop on the lid to this one and just pop it down for about 5 minutes, and then I'll check and see if the liver's cooked. So I'm just going to let it come up to temperature and then just reduce it down a little bit. Going to check on the liver now because it's been in about 3 minutes. Give it a bit of a stir, make sure it's all in the stock there, the gravy. It's looking very, very tasty. Okay, so I'm going to just try one piece of the liver to, oh, I'm all steamed up, to see if it's cooked. So it's a fairly big chunk. So I'm going to take it over here and just cut it in half. And if it's cooked, then we're good to go when the potatoes and everything else is cooked. So how about that? Oh yes, perfect. So that's fine. So I'll turn the heat off now and mash the potatoes, and then we're ready to serve. Meantime, I'm steaming the broccoli over the potato water because we don't have a steamer. You could also do it in the microwave, but this is fine, I think, and we'll do the job. Broccoli is absolutely fine, nice and vibrant green. I'm just going to drain the potatoes and mash them. Potatoes need a goodly amount of butter and a dash of milk, or we have soya, whatever you tend to use. Bit of pepper if you like pepper, bit of salt if you like salt, and I always like a little pinch of nutmeg in my mashed potato. So that's the mash. And then just see what the consistency looks like. Just a dash more. There we go, that's it. Meal prepared, mashed potato, liver and bacon casserole, and the broccoli steamed, so we're good to go. Thank you for joining me on the cook along. Hope you've enjoyed it, and do enjoy your liver and bacon casseroles.